Hi, this is Wyvern Blazewood, aka Why Not, here with Kit Guardian, also known as Gish, for an interview. Gish, I met quite some time ago at the theater at Thinker's Quest Cookie Sim, and she didn't even remember me because she sees so many people, but we're going to get to know her tonight. Gish, how and when did you first come to Second Life?
Oh gosh, I think I've been on here 5 years now. In April, I have to look at my profile to be honest. I came on Second Life when I was living in Australia, now in America. I was really unwell, and a friend of mine who lived down the road, knowing that I did wardrobe and theater in real life, suggested that I try it out to design clothes, and maybe, because she knows I was bedridden. And when I came in, I just met an engineer the second day, wandering in some field, and we started talking about a theater that I helped save in America, but had to let go of because I moved to Australia, and we built our theater that you met me in. Go ahead. Sorry, my husband shut up with the tea.
You helped save a theater in America?
Yeah, and now it's making so much money that they just opened a second one.
Where was this?
In Connecticut.
How cool. It wasn't the Shakespeare Theater, was it?
No, it's now it's called Infinity Hall. It's a music venue, and it's a Victorian venue that was built in the 1880s, and it was in a small town that I lived in, and it was falling off a cliff. And I saw it, and I thought, that needs to be rescued because it's beautiful, and Katharine Hepburn used to perform there. But my first husband was unwell, so we had to move back to Australia before we got to do a show there. The people that bought it restored it for $2.2 million, and unfortunately they lost it, going bankrupt 3 years in a row, not paying the town taxes, and so the town took it away and sold it to this other guy for like $50,000, and he's making a killing. It's a music venue. He's got famous people in there every night of the week. So
cool. Now we're in Connecticut.
It's bittersweet. It's Norfolk, up in Norfolk.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I'm from Norwalk and Riverside.
Are you?
And
no Greenwich. Way. Oh my gosh, that's so fantastic.
That's cool. You're so deeply into theater. How long were you involved in theater here in Second Life, and how did your theater career begin?
Well, the first show we did, I was actually looking at the note card the other day and trying to figure out, what was our first show. And our first show was a dance concert. And going to your show the other day reminded me that the first show I did was March 2010. And we did an evening of dances of the eras, just for fun, about 6 girls. We all had a dance that we had to choreograph of a different era. And then from that, I started working on a piece that was a real-life theater piece, and decided, wow, it might be fun to stage this. And so I wrote it, and that's probably what you saw was the first act of that play. The first act was 2 hours long, and then I wrote the second act. And we did both of those, and we filmed it. Actually, it took 27 hours to film the second act, and I think it's still on ABU TV, and it was a lot of fun. And since then, I've done so many shows. I mean, they're time consuming, just as time consuming as a real life theater piece. Because I'm a shopaholic in SL. I love to go shop for props and costumes and sets, and just help Circle. He actually will help me build the rooms, but I do all the decorating and designing of everything, so it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it. But I don't have as much time as I used to. But at the moment, I'm working on a massive piece.
Oh, wow. When will that piece be shown?
Well, actually, I have permission to run the production at, I think it's probably about 8 different sims, but not as a piece on a stage. I'm actually using locations around the grid to to do it as a moving theater piece where it's more like a film. So the audience travels with the cast, and each scene is set in a different location, so they feel like they're in the moment.
Oh, that is too cool.
It'll be
Now,
fun.
in real life, what involvement did you have in theater?
I had my own theater company for about 9 years, and I was a teacher for over 15. Last year, since you're in Connecticut, you might know Hudson Valley Shakespeare Festival. I taught for them this year, just coming to New England. I've been away. I was in Tennessee before here, and before that I was in Australia for 12 years. So my theater company was in Connecticut and in Australia, and I usually do historical epics, historical pieces that haven't been done for a long time. So I like to write historical pieces as well. So
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't interrupt you.
No, you didn't. I was just going to say the piece that I did was Wizard of the North, and I also did Autumn Moon, which was a Dracula play that we did set in the 1700s. And the piece we're doing right now that we started rehearsal on, and we actually did a reading a year ago, but we're still developing it, is set in England in the 1750s through 1780s.
Now, who do you get to film these things when you do them?
Well, the Wizard of the North was filmed by Al Peretz. Laszlo did my TV show. My list of productions is there's quite a few, so it just depends on which piece we're doing. But I did work on a film for 2 years in 2013 and 14 with Mark, and his last name always escapes me. Isn't that terrible?
That's making me wonder if maybe I ran across one of your filmings because I was on the railway consortium and there was some girl being videoed right on the side of the railway track, and I thought, as she was an actress, it was obvious she was doing a scene, and I'm like, wow, they're making a movie in Second Life, and I'm riding by on a train. That's too cool.
Well, I've been in a lot of films with other directors. when I direct a film, I only am the DOP. I don't actually film it. Mark Cataneo is how you say his name. He actually is a real life photographer and one of the best cinematographers in Second Life. And he caught my eye because of the way he did shadowing, and he did everything before it kind of came into everyone's options on viewers. He knew how to make things look real before it did, and he insisted on everything mesh, and mesh had only just started to come out when we started filming, so it actually cost me a lot of money because all the props and everything were really expensive back then. When mesh first started, it was just nuts. So now
I remember you had a yard sale up on the top of that theater. You had a yard sale, and I bought some stuff up there.
You did? Oh, well, I didn't put much in there. I actually opened a Goodwill shop. Now it's over, and all the money goes to environmental and animal organizations in real life because, I don't earn enough selling stuff, but I have so many props. I have 130,000 items in my inventory, and I also have alts. Yeah, I also have alts that have, a lot of stuff as well. I try to buy the no copy stuff, which makes it easier to sell, but it doesn't make it easier to take it around the grid if we're going on different stages, because the setup that we use, you have to have no copy items to be able to res them. I think you probably understand that, but so when I do a set, if I liked things that were no copy items, I'd have to actually res them and try and get them right in the right spot. So I'd have this ring that has 20 different items on it, and I'd hope that I got the ring on the right spot when I, resed it.
Right.
And I'd have to shift it around because each of my plays have about 8 different scenes. That's what I used to do, but now I'm going to try and use locations where I don't have to build as many big sets.
That would be so wise to do, I would think. Now, do
it'd be
you
more fun.
write all your own scripts, or do you ever use other works for some of your productions?
Well, I did do last year. LEA invited me to do 6 months there of theater, and I didn't have anything prepped. And I thought, well, what can I do for them that I would love to do that I never did in real life? So I did The Stronger by August Strindberg. And it's a 2-hander. And it was filmed by Pet Love, Pet Shop, and another lady that I don't know. She filmed it. and it turned out really good. And I put the set up, and we did it like in a week. Like, got it together, and I was really excited that it came together so well. But I had already directed it in real life with the cast, but then it got canceled because our lead actress got a modeling shoot or something, and so we just did Miss Julia. It was supposed to be a two-hander, like over 10 years ago in Australia. And so I was excited because I actually finally got to do a play that I've always wanted to do, and I'd already had it all in my head, so I just played one of the roles. And
If
it's
somebody
funny 'cause I
wanted to
couldn't be
see one of
younger.
these plays that you did video, where would they go to get the videos from?
Well, I'd have to probably just pull them up. I mean, I don't really, like the film that I made with Mark, it's not available on YouTube or anything like that. It's supposed to be for real life distribution.
Are any on
And,
YouTube? Any of them on YouTube?
you know, Wizard of the North Act 1 might be, it used to be in 3 segments because it was about an hour and a half long. I don't know if it still is. I'd have to ask Al Peretz, but AVU TV, it was on a private, like a private channel. So it's just, I'm terrible at my own tech stuff and PR stuff. I just do it and then move on to the next project. I'm not.
Just tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, how hard is it for you to get people involved in drama in Second Life, and about how many
really
current
hard.
members do you have in your group for drama?
Well, I have some celebrities that I keep having come back. That, like Caliban Jigsaw, he's my main guy, and he's done a lot of Shakespeare for me. When you were asking me if we do other stuff, he's done a lot of Shakespeare stuff, and for the company, just one man shows, and we've done monologue nights and things like that. But I've got a handful of actors that keep stick with me. But then I have people that have done one show and they'd love to do more, so they end up helping me with costuming or something like that because they are designers themselves, or they just, they say next year. That's why we bumped the show to early next year, because 3 of my actresses have to wait till next year. Oh, hang on. Is that plugged in? Sorry. I just don't want to lose power here. It just kind of, my computer just got dark. I was like, wait.
No.
No, don't leave. So, yeah, 3 of my actresses are very busy. One of them is doing a Lewis piece with another company, and actually the woman that runs it, Bayjoy, she rang me up. She said, Kit, I just want you to know I really love your work, and I'm sorry that I can't ever be more involved, but I actually am running my own theater company now for Avalon. I hope you can come to my shows, and I'll make it to yours. And so, I've got good friends from this, and I really do love SL theater because it is a community. But there's also a lot of film people that I met. Like I was in a TV show back in 2010. You may have heard of it, The Really Desperate Housewives of Beaver Ridge, and that was for Metaverse TV. It was crazy fun. And I was the only one that was getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning and going into the bathroom to record while everyone else was like on the East Coast. And at 2 o'clock on Sunday. So we did 3 episodes and we had a ball, and it was all improvised, but it was tough. And apparently that show did so well, it's now a real life TV show and called Myrtle Beach or Myrtle. It takes place in a trailer park. Anyway, all the people are real.
Cool.
The people that we played ended up being real people, because Harley Lane, who's one of the actresses that is with me all the time, and she's actually in my next production and was just in the film with me. She kind of, like, I played every role. I did all the puppeteering, but I had, whenever there was 2 or more people, I had other actors come in and play the roles, and they'll be voicing the roles. But I had to, it was really a lot of work. It was crazy. So when you ask, is it easy to get people involved? It is and it isn't. Like, she runs her own fashion show and all these other things, and she had a TV show of her own. So people are busy, and SL is our second life. Right now we've got our first life and our second life. So it's a time thing for everybody. It's just trying to coordinate people's schedules. Like my British actor, we were trying to work with him, and he had things on with his job, so we lost our lead actor, so we have to find a new one, which is going to be really tough. But Jim Stewart had never done acting in Second Life. He actually is a tiny puppy, And so when he came to the auditions, he was wearing a body of like a knight, and he was sitting on the head of the knight, and his head was inside this. It was so hilarious. I've got
My
a picture
God.
somewhere. Yeah, it was fun, but he said he'd give it a go. So people are, like I'm open to anyone who wants to learn. I mean, I've been teaching drama for a long time, so if people want to learn how to do it, I'm happy to help people, because if people want to, and if a man wants to play a woman or a woman wants to play a man and doesn't want to talk, that's cool too. I've had a lot of people do that, and they tell me that, they want to try something, and it's a secret, so I don't tell other people, that kind of thing.
What do you do, voiceover on that, or what?
Yeah, we actually, we work live. We do everything live on voice.
So if a guy wants to be a woman, who's doing the voice for him?
What we do is somebody else in the cast will do it, or they'll morph the voice if they want to speak, or they just do a non-speaking role. Yeah.
Well, how many venues or theaters does your group have access to in Second Life? Because I went to one play, and I went to it twice because I liked it so much the first time, and it was so long ago I can't even remember what it was now. I just remember there was a bedroom scene. Well, it wasn't sexual or anything really, but there was a bed. It was a really beautiful bed with a canopy over it.
Oh, you know what? I think you might have seen the reading of Autumn Moon, which was the Shakespeare
Okay, that
piece.
sounds familiar.
Autumn Moon was my Dracula play, and that was really, what I did was, we did a stage reading with a few props, but we took it around. We went to the Grove Amphitheater. I talked to the new owner there last week, and he wants me back. He's very keen to have me back. There's Dagger Cove, Kaya Angel's place, the Rose Theater, and his galleries, and also his mansion. He's letting me use all the grounds there, so I'll be doing a lot of scenes outside.
Oh, the Rose is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good friends with Kay. He's actually been a sponsor of mine for different things, even props. Like he made me a dresser for my film. So we go back a long way. I used to be a host there, but I never worked there. Like, they hired me, and then they never asked me to come work. It was kind of silly. For like a whole year, I was on the staff, but I was like, oh, I'm not even there. So, but I have, where you saw the first place that we met in Thinkerer, that was actually donated to KG Shine Productions from Thinkerer Melville, and he's still our main sponsor, and he's a doll, and he's been supporting us ever since we lost our first sim. We had a sim 5 doors down from the first Linden family in Indigo. It's one of the oldest sims in Second Life, and we found a plot there. A guy he owned a big property, and so we rented it and we put our castle there, which is it's a chateau with 3 main stages on it. Now it still has the stages, but it doesn't have the ballroom and the apartment and everything else that it had. It's half the size it used to be, the one that's in Thinkerer, because we had to downsize, because overnight we lost the place in Indigo. And Thinkerer rang me up and he said, I've got land you can use, because he loved me in Desperate Housewives, and he thought, you're talented. I'll support you.
He's a doll, is right.
Oh, he's a blessing. He's really a nice guy. So, I feel like, I worry sometimes, but at the same time, because I feel like I don't give him enough productions. But we did support a woman doing her doctrine last year. I produced Miss Julia for her, and because I had directed it myself and stuff in real life, she asked me to play Miss Julia, but it was in the middle of me producing a show every week over in LEA, and I was just helping old friends that I know that have done their own shows, help them shine, and just help them do the advertising and produce it. Like, I got Mama Love Sky Tower to come back and do a concert, and she hadn't done a concert in over a year, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't like doing things like that. That's why I left LEA, because it was too much pressure. I like slow pace. I like going at my pace.
That. Well, I'm glad you love animals, because my dog is barking in the background, driving me freaking crazy. Can you hear her?
A little bit, but it's
oh
not
my
bad.
God, she's driving me nuts. I need to kill her.
Aww.
And I love animals. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats, and I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I hope this isn't ruining our sound. Well, as busy as you gotta be with all your dramatic productions, do you find time to enjoy other activities and events in Second Life, or are you too busy with the drama to really do
No,
anything?
you
If
know
you
what?
do, what do you like?
I do some things that are fun, and I love to. What I like during Halloween, I'd love to just run off by myself and go to all the haunted houses and ride the
Oh yeah,
rides.
we
You
had
know?
one. I'm gonna
Did
have
you?
to kill this dog. I'm
I honestly
sorry.
can't hear your dog. She
Okay,
or
good.
he is not bothering me at all. But I like
Thank you,
animals, so
thank you.
like, hey puppy, hello. Shh.
All right, did you go to a bunch of haunted houses for Halloween? Because ours
I
was the
did, and parties. I love going to parties when I get a chance. And I felt so bad when I missed yours. I was like, I saw it the day after. I saw the invite after. I was like, no, because I love going to birthday parties and stuff. Because I mean, that's what
oh.
we're here for: is celebrating each other and having fun. You know. Oops, I
Well,
lost
hopefully you'll
picture.
come to the dance thing early this Sunday because it's the
Yes,
last one of all the
I would love to. I would love
musicals.
to.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
do.
do a
You.
little Christmas too.
Oh, nice. Well, you asked
Hmm.
me in the notes that you gave me. You asked me about other shows, and I love to go to dance shows. I go to the Moulin Rouge all the time and check out their concerts because they do incredible work. And
Yeah, I think my
Ballet
sister. I think
Pixel,
Abby took me to one. Abby took me to one of them. They
yeah,
were fabulous.
yeah. And I go to Ballet Pixel as well. They do everything raw. Like each actor does their own dance. They're in
Oh,
charge of
cool.
their own HUD. Yeah, they're really, um, they work really hard and they build their own animations, so you never see anything twice. They're pretty cool. They did the
Hmm.
Nutcracker last year, and they just did something else. I can't think of what it was, but yeah, I like to go to those types of things. The live theater, to be honest, I went to one live show one time where they were doing Pirates of the Penzance, and it drove me
Hmm.
bananas because I was in Australia and the timing was off by a whole scene. So it was like
Oh.
the curtains were closing and I was still hearing their voices going, and I was like, no, wait, I didn't see that scene right. So it was off by a whole
Aw.
scene. It was really strange. So I don't like it. That's why I don't stream. That's why I don't have my cast to stream. We work live.
Yeah.
But what we do, which we do, is we have everybody, if they can, be on Skype as well, so that we can turn off our mics and communicate backstage, so that we're
Yeah.
still able to talk. Because I can't. I'm terrible at trying to do sets and typing notes and like
Oh
trying to
yeah.
tie in
Multitasking.
people. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I have my research partner in Australia. She's in her 80s, and she watched a production one time, and she couldn't believe what I was doing. She's like, "How are you doing that?" And I had a cast on my arm. I had a broken
Oh
arm,
my
and I was like
God.
doing a play, and I was doing seances where my avatar was having to float and do all these other things, and I had to move tables, and it was crazy. But that's what I
I'm
love about
sure.
SL Theater. You can do whatever you want. I mean, but and the funniest thing that ever happened to me though was my avatar. This was a really laggy day, and I was trying to get my avatar to move across the stage, and I'm hitting the key, you know. And next thing I know, it was a guy. I was playing an 18-year-old teenager, and he flew across the room over the audience doing double
Oh,
flips.
I did that at a fashion show Abby took me to over the runway
oh,
while the people were
oh
going down it.
no! Oh
Oh yeah.
no!
Oh yeah.
Well, I got
I
back
don't
on
know.
stage. I said, "Okay, take two. We're starting that scene over, please." And we were all in stitches. It was just so funny. But that was our
Yeah, I
first
was
show.
embarrassed. I don't know how many people saw me. At least your people all saw me and they were laughing about it. I don't know who saw me or
Yeah.
what they saw. Well, are there other theater groups in Second Life besides yours?
Yeah, oh yeah. Jewel has a theater. They do Gorian theater, but they don't do voice. But she was in the TV series with me. There's ACT, which I told you about. Bayjoy runs over at Avalon, and they do classics as well, like me. But they do like full-on classic pieces. I write my own stuff, and if I do classics, they're really really old. But they're doing something from D.H. Lewis for Christmas, but it's just a reading. A lot of the theater companies just do readings
Uh,
as well, where they just stand in a line and they play characters. And I'm not into that. I find that kind of boring. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
can't. It's
mean,
like I don't know. If you're gonna get up there, run around, have some fun, block it.
I agree. I agree. I want to
You
see
know.
movement.
Yeah, I get. If I want to read a script, I'll just read it. I don't need to hear. That's fine if you're just doing a get together with people in a lobby. But
Yeah,
I don't
sitting
know.
around
It's
on the
not really
couch
a
like we
production.
did.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we
brought
did that.
Fader.
Yeah.
We were reading with you around the couch there. We went
Now
two different
I
nights.
remember. Yes, yes, we did. We were doing "It's a Wonderful Life." That's what we were doing. Yes, downstairs in the lobby. I do remember.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah,
quite
that
a
was fun.
while ago.
Earthy was there. Earthy wants to be in my next show. He's never had a speaking role in any of the movement plays,
Ah,
but he's excited. So I've known Earthy. He's been with my theater company since we started, but he's pretty shy.
well, he
So
won't be if he gets involved in that for a little bit because I
yeah,
think you get some confidence when you once you've done it a time or two, and it really
absolutely. Yeah.
boosts people's. Well, if anyone wanted to join your group, how could they get involved in theater with you and get in
Well,
touch with you?
I would say we should be in search. It's KG Shine Productions is the theater company, and just go on and join. There's no fee, and I don't charge a fee for tickets. If people want to tip, it's awesome. But you know, for me, it's my out-of-pocket expense to do this, and hopefully, I can get a little bit back from selling stuff. But I don't really care. I'm not in it for the money. as we know, I don't think anybody can make money in here except designers. Furniture designers and
It is
clothing
hard even
designers.
for them. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
you said you have a play that's probably going to show in February. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And
And
I'm
that,
looking for cast, so it'd be great if
okay.
anybody wants to join. It's called the Blue Boy at the moment. That's its running title in the Magic City, the Blue Boy in the Magic City, and it's about the artist Thomas Gainsborough, the painter, and his life becoming a famous portrait artist in Bath, England, and London. But it's
Cool.
about his personal life with his wife and two kids as well, and his problem with alcoholism and yeah,
So you need someone with a British accent who can
I
slur. Is
do.
that
I
correct?
do. Yeah, somebody who
I
can
know
run
some of
around
them.
and get people to throw wigs at them.
Gish, I want to
Yeah,
thank you
no.
very much for joining us today, and
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. It's really cool.
I look forward to your play in February, and hope you can make my little show on
Oh,
Sunday. I mean,
I would love to. Yeah, I really want to see it. Like I said, I love dance troops and watching it because it makes me excited because there's so many of you guys, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could get that many people in one show, but unfortunately, our rehearsals, if anyone does join and wants to be an actor or actress, it's about 4 hours a week of commitment of rehearsal for about six
you got to
weeks.
be committed for that, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and
Well,
it's
thank you once again, and I'm
sure.
looking forward to your play coming up.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take a picture. Click. There we
Night,
go.
everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Streetwear Live was brought to you by Hooligan's Roadside Diner, home of Ingest Comedy, featuring the stand-up comedy of Why Not, Sea Photographer, Doc Run, Roger 990, Catboy, Timmery, and others. Join them every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Second Lifetime. Also Studio A by Belladonna Couture, upbeat fashion with a flair.